I got him. Now, Jake, now.
Welcome to your doom.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
Oh, I was going to tell you, do you remember Starship Troopers?
Yeah. With
Okay,
the bugs.
no, excellent movie. I remember also...
That has your namesake in it.
It does. Jake Busey.
Yeah.
Gary Busey's son.
yeah. With the chiclet teeth.
Yeah, honestly, people are like the actor. I'm like, sure, growing up. But I remember not being able to see that movie because it was in the newspaper. They were like, this movie has dead bodies floating in it. My mom had read it for the first.
Okay.
And I eventually wanted to see it more than ever. But what was always weird about that movie was it was, I swear to God, the world in that movie was like if Nazis had won.
Oh.
Because it was like, it opens up, it's like 2040, and it's in Buenos Aires, and it's like all white kids in high school, and they play football.
Well, that's the joke of I got my 23andMe, and my family's from Argentina, but
oh, exactly,
88% German.
Yeah, they don't do 23andMe down there. They're very reluctant.
Yeah, which is coincidental because this is episode 88.
It is 88.
Yes.
Why is that coincidental?
Well, because
welcome to Non-Essentials Podcast. This is episode 88. My name is Jake. I am German. Bussy.
And I'm Adam. Do you want a little Irish? Annie Riley. Just a fingertip, Jake. So this episode would probably be banned in Austria. Okay?
In Austria, okay.
Yeah. And to the point where you can't even have a license plate that has 88 in it.
Why?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Because 8...
I feel like I'm leading into you too
You
much.
are,
Why?
I'm leading. I have very leading questions here. So the 8th letter in the alphabet is an H.
Okay.
Why would Austria ban 88?
Is it for Hail Hitler? Like
God
HH?
damn it. All right. So pretend you didn't get it. Okay.
Well, I'm
Let me
sitting
put
there-
it. Hold on. Let me put it this way, Jake, that didn't get it yet. Austria had better Nazi anyone flashed in 88. Can you guess what that is? You piece of shit.
What? Isn't that the whole thing? Like the band 311, they're like 11 is K.
KKK.
Yeah,
or
it's
like
a K.
that. Yeah, but those
it's like
these
that
are
awkward
not-
moment in the baseball game where there's 3 strikeouts. And they're like, wait till there's 4.
Yeah.
Put one backwards.
Yeah.
So
Thank you for getting my joke before I got it. Anyway, so take 2. So do you know why Austria has 88 beds? No. So anyway, I never really fully understood racism. You know, there are just so many.
I did.
Did?
I was born with it, apparently.
Oh, it's the German in you? It's the Argentinian
Yeah,
in
no,
you?
German. I had a joke where it's like Italians are the only ones that can blame their insanity on my insane temper. I'm sorry, I'm Italian.
I don't know. I just blame my insane temper recently on my Irish ethnicity.
Well, maybe Irish. Actually, Irish get to we're Irish. We fight. I can't be I'm German.
I start world wars.
I like that. Hit the showers.
Yeah,
you fuckers.
Yeah, but
Get a 9.
That
came out nice.
Oh my
Not
god!
You ever just hit a note resonates and it fixes you? Anyways, keep going.
Yeah, it did. So anyway,
So I got this 88 tattoo. So
yeah. No, you don't want that. But no,
2 infinities.
There are just so many better reasons to hate somebody besides the amount of melanin in their skin.
There's other physical features.
Yeah, what's that that cranium measuring or whatever?
Phrenology.
Yes,
Yeah.
where they measure the nose. They're this guy.
Yeah, no, it's super fat. It's one of the great examples of when science thinks it's right for about 20 years and they're like, actually.
For your birthday one year, you did get some
I remember this gift.
very special pornographic DVDs bought for
Yeah,
you.
this was a while ago.
This is they were almost rented from Blockbuster.
Do you think there's any bigger crash than the DVD porn industry?
Oh my God, once they
Pornhub
find-
just smushed it.
Yeah. No, I remember that I got Jake something very special. I went into a pornographic / sex toy store and I said I need a very specific kind of pornography film, and they said, yeah, no problem. It's right over there. They had a section. I got it for Jake. Jake's like, oh, okay, wow. And he didn't see that in front of the girls it had the letter T. You know, so
So that meant for like tight or together or
yeah,
taunt.
taught girls.
Tawny. Yeah.
No, and
T means a lot of stuff.
yeah, it meant one thing in particular with this one, and I remember
Testosterone.
pretty much. Yeah. And Jake did not want the T-girl porn anymore. So then I remember we gave it to the girl that used to work with us. And her and her boyfriend, like psychos, fucking watched it.
Yeah. This was also the guy that would like throw his cowboy hat down and bounce back on his head.
Yeah. So, yeah, I remember you'd call him and go, yeehaw, you got the cowboy.
Yeah.
Like, all right. And he watched T-girl porn.
Honestly, he's keeping a foot on both bases too.
Yeah, he is.
Jeez. So, I mean, what are some reasons to hate people for melanin?
For hate people besides the melanin.
Yeah, I misspoke.
Well, I'm guessing to name a few.
I mean, I didn't hate girls for their tea.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. He didn't even accept a gift.
That's fine. I wanted to see. They acted. They got their
returned-
stuff together.
Sorta. No, they. I'd say anybody that doesn't return the shopping cart to the corral.
Yeah, that's a good reason to hate someone. Isn't that like a universal test of like if you give a shit about society?
Yeah, that's the reason why we can't have a self-governing society.
Yeah. That was also written by people that return carts.
I love cart narcs. You ever there's like a Facebook page where this guy like goes and like calls out people, but like totally like nerds out, like, oh wow, you forgot to do that, you looky loo.
I do gotta say, like I with the cart thing, I'm standing at my car and I'm teetering on whether or not I am a piece of shit. It's the moment where I'm like, I'm not a piece of shit yet. And I just walk 20 feet and I put it in the cart corral. And that's me proving to myself I'm not a piece of shit.
Exactly.
But the level of wanting to be a piece of shit is growing.
Well, it's like the same. Well, no, but it's also the same people that do that also probably flick their cigarette butts in the street. You know, they probably flush their wet wipes. They probably drive slow in the passing lane.
I only flick butts in front of me on the stairs.
Yeah. What's that? What is that?
Concho.
Japanese? Yeah, concho.
It means concho. It's been a wave of concho at my house.
I know. There's been. I do that so much. I might need to do a 23andMe to find out how Japanese I am now.
Oh.
I would say passengers that won't let.
Oh, you're still
the
going
middle
reasons.
seat. Hold on, I'm on a full hatred here. Passengers that won't let like the middle seat have both armrests on an airplane.
What do you mean? Like
No,
want
I'm just
both?
saying. Like, I'm not saying I need to like burn like crosses in their yards, but I wouldn't mind if there was like a re-education camp for them.
Are you sitting in the middle and you want both armrests?
Yeah, you deserve both.
Yeah, because
you're in the middle.
You're getting sandwiched.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's
you get both.
Yeah, it's called compromise. No one gets everything they want.
No, exactly.
Like I've got to sit between your smell, so I get your armrest.
Oh my God, I stopped looking at people boarding planes, going, "Oh, look at that fucking guy," because that guy, out of like this like awful law of punishment, has sat by me every time. Like, oh, that guy, I bet he smells like he looks.
No, what you do is you look out the window, you feel someone sit next to you, and you say to yourself, "No whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy." Stop, and you look.
Oh man,
and maybe he has a good personality. You don't know. I mean, he's like Angus, where he smells, but his mom said that's what makes the good friends like him.
Did you just pick like a 90s reference?
I did.
That's, there you go. Very old listeners. So
you're talking about T-girl fucking DVD porn
at Blockbuster?
Yeah.
Well, you could get that it was next to Circuit City. So anyway.
Kids these days will never know the nerve it takes to work up walking through that curtain at Hollywood Video when you walk past the bathrooms
you had to pretend.
Yeah. Like, oh, I'm lost. What are these the action movies?
Yeah, there's action. So let me ask you this. Speaking of action, what are some things that would sway your vote, Jake? Like I'm talking about
sway
like
my vote?
Like watching a campaign video.
Political, like presidential vote, you're saying?
Not just any political video.
Melanin.
Okay.
I'm kidding, obviously.
I hate that you said that. No, keep going.
How about whether or not they put the cart back? Okay. I would honestly, like, if you had video of
Biden
putting the cart back, I'd be like,
Riley,
okay.
I put the cart back. Vote for me.
Oh, my God. That slogan would totally fucking work for me. I'd be like, as a voter, I can connect with that message.
I get it.
Yeah. This guy's on target. So.
Yeah. Well, there's a Rhode Island state senator. Her name is Tiara Mack, and she uploaded a video to bolster her campaign.
Okay.
Now, this video, it was...
Tiara as in the hat.
The crown.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, the video was devoid of...
Mac as in the big.
Sure.
Okay.
Or Mac Daddy.
Sure.
who's the daddy of the Mac Daddy. Anyway, so also we're hitting 90s jokes here, guys. These are old references, people. So anyway, she recently uploaded a video to bolster her campaign.
Okay.
The video was devoid of anything political, right? The only stance she really took was upside down, and she was twerking in a bikini.
You got my vote.
Well, and then there's a quick cut to her going, "Vote Senator Mac."
Here's all I'm saying. That is a landslide victory.
And
you gotta, other politicians, you gotta raise your game.
Well, okay. I just have to say, I'm sure that there's a joke there somewhere about attempting political mudslinging.
Oh, there you go. I don't know what gerrymandering is, but it sounds like that.
But I know that we have listener T here in the audience, so I think that he should do a stop at Google real quick because I want you to watch this video, then we'll talk about it. So we're gonna stop.
Okay, I'm political now.
Yeah.
Like, listen, I've been moved
Is it
to
now a
action.
political podcast now?
I'm sorry, but like this has been coming for a while. We know this was gonna happen, but I think she should have had VO on one butt cheek. TE on the that would have been Voot.
Instead of like being embarrassed or vilified, she was like receiving praise online.
No, this is about getting through.
To be fair, she's gone viral on Twitter and TikTok, and honestly, if she gets elected, this is truly going to be just another example of how the movie Idiocracy is actually a documentary.
It'll be the House of Representatives. It will be.
Yeah, former porn star. Yeah, like, could you imagine if like the debates? In the future, the debates in the future now between delegates included like a twerking portion.
This could be like a Red Bull dance-off.
No, I want you to imagine like the new filibuster in Congress.
It's gonna be a headspin.
Yeah, like I want you to just imagine Nancy Pelosi's flat, wrinkly ass just attempting to just shake without breaking a hip.
Listen, this is all I'm gonna say on the matter. As a country, I think we're all tired of the average age of the senator being, like, 72?
Yeah,
I just saw
I'm fine with younger people, but, like...
I saw a chick enjoying our great country's coast, handstanding, twerking inverted.
Like I said,
this chick can get shit done. Like,
to be fair, I'm upset you didn't take more notice to that. I said she took a stance.
It was great, but listen, if you want me to vote for a woman that can make men come together... I'm gonna vote for what's her name. I'm gonna hoe my vote away.
Oh my god, I like it. All right, well done. Well, speaking of breaking a hip, researchers have found
stuff that ballot box.
That's voter fraud.
Yeah.
Man. So
we had a hanging Chad.
Researchers found that people who couldn't stop it.
Yeah, there's lots of these. I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm sorry. The debates are going to be master debates. So, excuse me. I got to go think about these points they made. She's going to win.
I know that's the thing. Is that's upsetting to me. It's like she's going to win.
I'm team what's her name.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Joe Rogan talked about this to where it's like, not to give too much credit, but he's like, this is an important point. He said it a while ago, just in passing. He goes, a girl in Florida that just shows pictures of her ass and gets 7 million guys following her. That's like a new species. We don't know what that can do to society. And that's exactly what I'm talking.
Votes.
Like, I'm sorry, they're going to have to stop men from voting.
I mean, to be fair, she's reading the room.
Like, I think men should get like 1/3 of a vote if this catches on. It's going to be the women that'll have to sway it.
Well, this would be the only time I would be okay with like a 3/5 compromise when it comes to male voters to women voters.
Yeah, because I'm only thinking of 3/5 in my brain. Blood's elsewhere. Anyways,
there's a deep joke there that I'm sure that Renee is laughing at right now.
Vote what's her name?
Yeah. So anyway, hi Renee, by the way, who could not be here.
Yes, Renee. Normally Renee keeps me in bounds, and I'm out.
Jake's gonna be throwing on T-girl porn by the end of the night.
I'm steering the ship into the rocks.
Yeah. So anyway, speaking of breaking a hip, researchers have found that people who couldn't stand on one foot were nearly twice as likely to die in the next 10 years.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
I want an honest answer from the audience too. I read that this week.
Okay.
And I immediately checked. Did you check?
I didn't check because I know I can fucking do it.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah. But
good news. I almost made it.
Jake's got 8 years, everybody.
Yeah.
So
That's pretty good.
For older adults, being able to balance briefly on 1 foot may predict how long they'll live. And an inability to
And their social life in the nursing home. So,
dude, I mean, can we just talk about like social life in
dude, I'm going to
nursing
throw
home
my hips
and
out.
the rampant amount of fucking sexually transmitted infections?
Good. I'm glad they're having fun.
Hell yeah, dude.
What do you want them just losing at Canasta instead?
I can't remember the name of the comedian I think his name is Chris something. The name of his stand-up was something like Ugly and Angry.
Yeah.
But he's like, you know what? When I turn 80, fuck it, I'm doing heroin.
No, he's right too. Like I believe this. I believe
like-
when you're in the nursing, like over 71, all drugs should be free. Because honestly, give me an age to look forward to again. Dude, I would work out in my 60s for that. I'd be like, I want it to be more than 6 weeks. You know? Come on, heart. You
know that you can start doing heroin at any moment. You shouldn't, but you could.
No, but there's something to like working for it, achieving it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You goal setting.
Yeah.
Cool, man. With heroin. So the inability of
Don't judge
participants here's my thing is that I'm okay with people experimenting with drugs, but don't do the drugs that you've never heard anyone say, man, I'm so glad I did blank when I was younger.
That's true.
You never hear anyone say, man, thank God I did crack when I was younger.
I'll just offer a different perspective.
Thank God I did heroin when I was younger.
Although it may not seem like that much of an achievement. When you're older, like I think, like why are someone allowed to freeze to death on Mount Everest, but they can't die of an overdose in an alley?
Oh no, I get it.
Yeah.
Actually, and I feel like
It's
I've
about
said
proving to yourself you can do it.
Or there's it was a Jimi Hendrix quote I came across. I'm gonna probably butcher it a little bit because I have been drinking, but I came across it as a teenager and it really hit me. But he goes, I'm the one that has to die when it's my time to die, so let me live how I want to live, and I get it. You know,
I agree.
That might have been like the little seedling that sprouted into my libertarianism. But it's like
I do agree with it, but I will say.
But also, he died like choking on his own vomit after he
Sure.
smeared shit all over the walls. But hey, man, that's what he fucking wanted.
But I will say you're the only person that can't experience your death. Like the last thought you'll ever have is this is probably.
Oh yeah, that's
the Louis C.K.
Louis
point.
C.K. Yeah. This is probably it.
Yeah.
So what do you? Well, anyway, the inability of participants to pass a balance test increased with age, while those with weight problems or diabetes were more likely to fail. The study's finalized research factored in age, sex, BMI, history of heart disease, hypertension, diabetes, and high cholesterol. And this might be a good time to sign Grandma up, or Gram as you call her, or Opa if you're German, right? Or
Yeah.
Oma, rather. Yeah, for Twerkology 101.
Well, maybe she could run for Senate.
Ever run for state senate.
Yeah, I will say this isn't very fair to have like people with diabetes balance on their nubs.
Oh, no.
Pegs. I don't know what you call them. Shoes. Anyways.
It's like foot binding, but the easy pen.
So I'm going to bring an old one back. We haven't done this in a while, but I have a Russian idiom for you.
Oh.
For the listeners.
I have. Okay, keep going.
Okay, so for the listeners, this is a common saying in Russia, and I have the English translation for it. I'm not going to try to speak their backwards K language.
I mean, you've been watching Stranger Things lately. I feel like you haven't mastered Russian lately?
No.
Okay.
Neither have they.
Okay.
So, all right, so this is, what do you think it means if you, and I don't think I've done this one before. It's been a while, but if someone says he's neither fish nor meat to describe a person.
Man, I mean, you're just making me think of Ron Swanson when he's like, fish is basically vegetarian.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know.
So
I don't even have a guess. You guys?
Audience?
Fish nor meat?
He's neither fish nor meat.
All right, it took too long thinking about it.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So to say someone's neither fish nor meat is to describe a mediocre person.
Oh.
It is translated as basically wishy-washy, wimp, or some other context that basically like you're fucking paper thin, bro. It's like
you're neither fish nor meat.
Yeah.
Comrade.
Which, makes the fish sound kind of strong, I guess.
Either one I would eat on Cannibal Island, and that is episode. And then this is right. You filter in right here, and you go episode 23 or whatever it was.
That's a pretty good guess. I'm not
Yeah.
going to do that. It's in there somewhere.
Remember that?
Yeah.
The Cannibal Island that would Stanton.
So I want to go somewhere. I don't know if you want to go this
Sure.
place.
What's
I
up?
figure I'll steer it that direction. If you're like, no, let's not
Make it there.
unless
Take
you
it
got
there.
another place to go. All right. So I cannot stop making Roe versus Wade jokes in my mind.
All right. Let's hear them.
No, it's so what it is. It's like, and it's like because I enjoy writing jokes, but one of the jokes is basically like, listen, I have an abortion joke, and honestly, it didn't start off as a good one. It'll probably end up in the pile of other unwanted jokes,
like those baby parts.
So yeah, I didn't want to finish it, but this is Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So I feel like I have to.
What's that joke? It's like the abortion jokes that never get old, kind of like that kid.
Yeah, exactly. Is nonstop ones. So this is the thing. I don't want to say this, but I have to take it to full term.
Sure.
Because it's Wisconsin. So
wait, are abortions legal in Wisconsin or illegal?
Illegal.
They are legal?
Illegal.
Illegal.
Yeah.
Man, that's a bummer.
It's
weird.
It's weird to me.
Yeah.
But and honestly, it's hard to find a coat hanger in this town.
They just bought up like toilet paper in 2020.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of chicks stripping copper out of the walls.
I want you to imagine like the inverse of that. But like, there's no more coat hangers in the world because they've been bought up. So like, thieves are just using like those like abortion suction cup things to like open up car doors.
Yeah, these are a dime a dozen now. Right? You can't find a shop vac either. A wet dry vac's impossible to find.
Oh man, I don't know. Like, here's my thing: is that like,
well, hold on, I didn't even get to mine.
Oh, you didn't get to your
This
joke.
is the one I have to bring it to full.
Okay,
I have to bring it out.
Okay,
I don't want.
sure.
Again, I don't want to. This is not a good one.
I was trying to have you.
I wish I didn't have.
I was trying to bring it out prematurely. Keep going.
Exactly.
Okay.
So this is all I'll say. Like, I think it was awful nice of the Supreme Court to wait till after the lockdowns and everything were done to ban abortions, because I think that helped a lot of stepsisters out.
All right, I get it.
See,
get it. They were getting fucked.
That one
During the
isn't.
lockdown.
Yeah, that's not a joke worth finishing. But
okay. Well, I am so like I get why pro-lifers. On a serious note, I get why pro-lifers they don't think it's not about. The argument is like, oh, it's about taking women's rights. It's not about taking women's rights away. It's about they think pro-lifers want to give rights to the child. Right. And they're like, regardless of the but that's where the left, I think, don't understand the right. And the right doesn't understand the left because it's like it's just a fucking clump of cells most of the time, you know. But like man, like
I got more jokes on deck too.
And trust me. Okay, well, I just want you can I'll tee you off with this serious note. I just want to say, like, I'm so pro-abortion that I'm okay with forced ones. You know, like so. But go ahead.
No, it's like, I don't want to do these jokes, but I have to.
You have to.
But I can't help but thinking, like, do you remember that scene in Star Wars? You know, where the walls were about to crush them, and C-3PO was like fix. Like, do you think that happened? You think Rogue v. Wade came in right at the right time? They're like, oh, they're dying in there.
Like
no,
a last-minute execution.
Yeah, we're okay. Or there was the opposite of that. There was like one kid that was like, whew. And again, I wish I didn't have to say these, but
I mean, it's also kind of like those stories of like those like marooned Japanese soldiers that didn't know the war was over 10 years earlier. Sure. You know, that were still like, on the deserted islands.
But what's weird about this is like a lot of times I don't even really know where to go with it, but I like to kind of think of the opposite in things like this. And I saw a video of a guy in California. He had stomach cancer. He had 6 months to live, and he was like, I'm tired of this pain. And he did this weird thing where he had a party. He invited everybody to it.
Wake.
Yeah, he told. Yeah,
and
cool, then he drank these 3 things, and he died. And I'm like, I'm 100% on board with that too. Yeah. Because I just think people should be able to do whatever they want.
Dude, you and I have a very close friend of ours whose mother or stepmother did that, like not even a year ago. She's like, this is the day, and out in Colorado, she, I'll tell you off air who it was, but she was like, yep, I'm done.
No, and so
she noped out, and that was her choice. I was like, fuck yeah, dude, takes a lot of strength.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I fall on like the whole like this is their choice, and you know, and it's one of those like I'm making jokes because it's like that's just I don't want to think about the awful, so I have to turn it into like
mechanism.
Put some levity into it. It's like me at a funeral, which is a riot, by the way, but so I don't know. It's one of those like let's get off of this. I don't think we should keep going with this. We should at least end it before it becomes a bad decision.
A while ago. So anyway, so you said you wanted to go somewhere. Let's go back to Wisconsin. Okay, this is actually from listener T, who's in audience right now.
Sure.
So, a Wisconsin woman we reported on a few months ago who was accused of decapitating her lover mid-sex and dismembering his body.
Ah, yes. Green Bay, right? Yeah.
She pled not guilty. Do you remember, longtime listeners will remember that she almost got, complacent. She came down from, a meth binge.
Yeah.
After choking her boyfriend out.
She fucked the guy to death, which honestly, was pretty nice of her.
Yeah. That's like a weird version of Death by Snoo Snoo, but with more meth.
Like if I could pick, and fuck the 3 cocktails. That's I'm gonna call this chick up.
Yeah.
Be like, listen, I'm tired of this.
Yeah, I've got lung cancer. Bring her over.
Yeah. Me, you, a chain. See ya.
Yeah. So. The update was that was sent in. It has a bit more details that I either didn't know or didn't remember. But I guess that she continued riding him well after he was dead.
Again, thank you.
Yeah, and
they say you can live in they say the brain has activity for 30 minutes after death. Apparently,
30 minutes. I thought it was 50 or 20 seconds or something.
That's a new study where basically it's there's synaptic.
Firings. Oh, wait, no, because we talked about that guy that died.
Yeah.
Or no, do you remember that guy that we talked about a month or two ago who died? He had a do not resuscitate, and he died while getting a MRI or CAT scan. Remember this?
Much worse way to die than this guy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, this guy, he was literally getting choked out with chains while they were banging, but it was what they normally did.
To be fair, doesn't the body do an erection at the time of death as a last ditch effort to get the sperm? Yeah, to get the sperm into
yeah.
So she didn't know.
I mean, she probably knew, but it's he's turning blue.
Yeah.
And honestly,
his balls aren't. But
no, they weren't. And honestly, the only real difference between pink and purple is the grip.
My man.
Yeah. So, but no, and I'm
Renee
saying,
should be here.
I know she did. Hold on.
She'd be scowling.
Yeah, I know.
Adam.
But if I just want to say,
can we get a mop?
If I even pass out mid-coitus, just drunk as shit, I don't care. Go to fucking town. You know what I mean? You don't need to be polite on my behalf.
Yeah,
right?
Stepping off the mountain into the clouds.
Yeah, but definitely do not go to town with the next part that she did, where after she killed him, she realized it. She cut his fucking head off. And then she put his head and his dick. Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, she put his head and his dick in a pail.
She had OCD.
Yeah, just 2 heads are better than none.
This is where heads go.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I guess. This is the head pail. So anyway, but then I guess what I didn't remember is that the bucket was found by his mom.
That was probably awkward.
That was a weird one, because she's like, that's
Derek's penis.
And his head. And his head, yeah. You beat me to it. I had that dick. Literally. So, but here's the other funny part.
Why'd she cut his dick off? There was no. You severed the torso.
Yeah.
It's legs, arms, bag it.
Yeah.
You don't need the dick.
That was unnecessary.
There was no need.
Malicious intent.
Unless it was worth keeping.
Yeah. Well, all right.
Honestly, maybe she's like, I need this for the insanity plea.
But I did think it was pretty funny, though, that in the article it said that she cut off the GPS tracker that she had on her ankle from an already existing committed crime.
Listen, this chick's high octane. She's been that way for a while. Honestly, you fuck a chick with an ankle bracelet.
Yeah.
That's almost suicide.
To be fair,
I wouldn't. If I was life insurance, I wouldn't pay out.
I mean, I've paid to go to Six Flags. I'm not sure how much red flags this chick has.
Yeah, she's a fucking flag factory.
Yeah, exactly. But the police were obviously able to locate her. So,
so she's saying not guilty
Yeah,
by reason of I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, is that I'm not a legal beagle here, but is that a reason for? Is that just to buy you time? Or get you a lesser sentence?
I think it's
because
probably
I'm pretty sure she was covered in his blood.
Just a negotiating tactic.
Is it?
It has to be.
It's from 30 Rock. So what you want to do?
Yeah, I don't
with the
lawyer. Well, what it comes down to is there's always. I mean, it's one of those how many we've all heard of all these court cases that get thrown out because chain of command is fucked up or something like that. So maybe that just buys
waiting for a glitch.
Yeah, maybe that buys legal time for the lawyer to go over and make sure they checked every box they had to. That equals you go to jail forever, and they're just plead not guilty. Everybody will laugh,
man,
because this would be really funny because we have the dick bucket photo. It's You know,
I mean, I feel like in Vietnam, wouldn't they like cut the dicks off and like stuff them in their mouths as they eviscerate them and shit like that? Like that's like a psyop thing, man.
but that's what's weird about this is like I understand she was on meth and maybe that she wasn't thinking clearly. So
No, I don't think she was at all.
Maybe it's one of those. Maybe they're charging her with murder, but actually it was probably manslaughter. Like they put enough meth in her, she fucked this guy right to death, and then she panicked and she started cutting him up. It wasn't like it was manslaughter. But then it was mutilation of a corpse. Oh, which I have something to touch on.
Yeah, well,
so
you
maybe
go right into that, but they did get around mutilation of a corpse.
So maybe that's what it is, where it's like, no, this wasn't murder. This was an accident, and then I made a stupid fucking decision. I actually agree with the not guilty if they're trying to charge her with murder. Because there's enough here to be like, this is just a stupid girl that got stuck in a bad situation. She had drugs, so she got scared. It's like that California senator that, like, he like took all his chick died. He pulled all her teeth out. He cut her fingers off. And they're like, he's a serial killer. And I was just like, this guy's just watched too much CSI.
Yeah.
The way they actually identified her was by her the fucking serial number on her breast implant.
That guy wasn't a senator, though.
He was trying to get away with it. Yeah. So
What?
See, the audience knew it. Didn't even have to fact check it.
Oh,
Tony's
man.
now our fact checker. He's got my back on this. No, but I remember that because I made the joke about it. Like, he's the first guy to actually get titty fucked.
Get
Posthumously. So,
Oh, man.
no, I had something on here.
I love the idea, though, that I'm sure you've probably seen this, too, where, like, because obviously, you know, like implants don't decomp. So, like, they're just, like, cemeteries littered with corpses with giant fucking cans on them.
No, like in the future when aliens dig them up, they'd be like, she was insecure. You didn't even have to DNA. But I do think it's funny with someone with tons of plastic surgery and their kids are just like looking at them like, when am I going to fill out? And you're like, you're not.
Yeah.
When we
your
schedule
wallet- Yeah, when we schedule
It's got to be awkward. Like, Mom has a different nose than I have. Like, nope.
She sure does.
Nope. You just got the unshapen nose. We had kind of touched about going back towards we were talking about abuse of a corpse.
Yeah.
So do you remember last episode we were talking about the guy in, I think it was Dallas Fort Worth. His ex-girlfriend, he cheated on her and she dumped the urn of his mother into a lake. Yeah, she's facing like couple, like 4 years of prison.
Freak, man.
So there is. Did you see the Colorado funeral home?
Oh, wait, were they selling body parts or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was a lady named Megan Hess. She was 45, and her mother, Shirley Koch, I believe. I don't know if I'm misspeaking. I'm sorry, Shirley, if I mispronounced your name, you fucking psycho. They operate a Mesa Funeral Home in Montrose.
Okay.
And basically, from what I read, they're facing a max sentence of up to 20 years. From what I read, it seems like they like a cremation costs, I think it's like $2,500 roughly.
Okay.
So they're basically like, okay, cool, yeah, cremation, and they were just like, here's some fucking wood ashes. There's your ashes, and this probably worked 99% of the time.
Yeah.
But then they conversely.
I mean, you got to throw like a tooth in there or something.
But that's the thing. They took they took the body and they turned around. They sold the body to like body farms and shit like that, medical places. But here's the thing, and this is where they got them. Like, when they sold the bodies, they didn't know that like some of these bodies died of fucking hepatitis. You know, like infectious diseases and stuff like that. Yeah. So they certified, nope, these are clean bodies. They sent them off. So that constitutes like mailing infectious stuff.
Yeah,
but also fraud. So it's like, 20 years max. I got a feeling like they went through every legal thing they could to stick these people with, but I just couldn't.
Well, if it's like a guy too, it's mail fraud.
There you go. But I could not escape the feeling that this would have made an excellent sitcom. Like, I just want to know, like, what happened to them? Are they in really bad financial straits?
It's two broke girls.
Exactly. And and they're just, and there was that moment where like, okay, we got $2,500 to burn this body, and they're just like, and there's just like they had just cooked out, and there's like a charcoal grill, and they're just like, and someone's like, I need a body farm or something like that, and they just made it work. But yeah, they're getting totally fucked for this. So this is definitely abuse of a corpse. Yeah, in every sense of the word.
I mean, I get it, but I also say that, like, I don't know, to me it's like maybe people are more intense about bodies than I am, but for me it's just a husk.
No,
you know? And like I don't know, it's like I wouldn't mind donating my body to like a body farm. You know, that's where they like leave you out in weird conditions to see how you decomp.
I'm gonna do it on my own.
to see what bugs. Well, no, that's where. I mean, and granted, you joked about like watching crime shows, but like Grissom, from CSI, like you'd be like, oh well, this bug is in this certain level of larva stage, so obviously it's 4 days old.
I'm gonna donate to James Cameron. Put me in the movie.
Yeah.
Split me in half. I don't give a shit.
Just sink me in the Mariana Trench. That's what I want.
No, it's a weird thing, but actually, like, my favorite quote from, I think it's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Okay.
When Frank says,
"Oh, when I'm dead, just throw me in the trash."
That's exactly and I know it would be just a very fun moment for my whole family. Like, lift him up.
Yeah.
Throw him in the dumpster
this
because
is what he wants.
Yeah, because it's just a husk. If you're into that, it's
just
like
shot naked into space.
The levity and the motion and everything he was is no longer there. And here's a piece of shit.
I mean, literally too. Like you shit yourself a lot.
Yeah, just
I've heard that you have to like glue or sew your asshole shut. Is that true?
Me? Or
I mean,
like in a funeral? No,
I
mean,
funeral home, not you freak.
No, I use a button. No, I mean, actually, yeah, I bet you would because like of the embalming.
Yeah, because everything leaks out of you, man. You're like a sieve.
The embalming stuff. Actually, I was just telling the story today about like I don't know how it got on the topic of like daring someone to do something.
Asshole shut?
No, daring someone to like do something stupid with a corpse.
Glue an asshole shut?
But it brought me back to like high school days, and I remember being in like not probably biology. We had to dissect the cat.
Yeah.
And like hey, dare to eat this. It turned into a $37 bet where one kid ate the gallbladder of a cat, and he went home sick later that day, and we were all waiting to find out that he died.
Okay, so you're talking about like botched surgeries or body parts, but do you know that that there was like recently, man, I had this written down but I didn't go into it, but there was a lady who went in to get her gallbladder removed, and I think they took out one of her kidneys or vice versa.
Whoops.
Yeah. Whoops is right.
Yeah. That's like when you get like your leg amputated, you write with a Sharpie this one.
Yeah. I think that was
on
from
the
House.
Bad, yeah,
right?
on the bad one.
Not this one. Not this one. Yeah.
Well,
I'm going to tell you right now.
At least she probably covered the other surgery with a lawsuit.
Exactly. Now, I wrote this earlier because I thought Renee was going to be here.
Sure.
So, you guys are both parents, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
I believe so.
Yeah. So Jake and Renee both have 4 boys together.
That sounds bad.
And I intentionally worded it that way because Jake has one son and Renee has like, I guess a baker's pear.
She's much better at making boys.
Yeah. But like here's my 90s Simpsons reference for the episodes like, "Hey everybody.
Hey, Dr. Nix.
Yeah. These gloves came free with my toilet brush."
Okay.
So, this is I could have touched on the spleen kidney removal, but anyway, imagine bringing your 4-year-old son in for a groin surgery, and the results came back.
Okay.
Have you ever heard the phrase accidental vasectomy?
You ever heard the phrase sudden uppercut?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like no.
Yeah, I guess they brought this kid in. They brought this kid in to get like just an abdominal surgery,
Sure.
like a hernia surgery.
Oh, I bet. Okay.
And they snipped, and the doctor, and anything with like even going back to, and I was going to touch on this with the kidney spleen thing.
Sure.
But they every time like a surgeon, I guess, is about to like take something out or do something intense or permanent, they're like, okay, is this it? This it? Okay,
Yeah.
shook.
This is like when I have to tattoo words. I get stressed out. I ask everybody in the room. I don't care how stupid it sounds because then it's everybody's fault.
Well, exactly. No, I'm just sitting there wondering, like, is this like a generation of like doctors that went through COVID with like the Zoom classes?
Sure.
Like they get their doctorate. Like, all right, now hold up your chart. Look closer to the camera, please. I can't see it.
Here's what I want to know.
You did it.
How do they know they accidentally give a vasectomy to a child?
Well, I don't
Did
think
they
that
check the sperm?
Yeah, they're like, oh, this tastes like it's infertile.
That's what I mean. So where it's just
Supposed
like,
to be way grosser.
I'm sure
for you guys.
basically he probably cut the wrong thing and someone pointed it out right away.
Whoopsie. Yeah. No, and
there's a vast difference between that and what you were supposed to cut.
And I'm glad you said that because they did cut the vast difference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was like, what the fuck? And honestly, like this story hit a little close to home for me because like, my friends and like longtime listeners, for the last like 6 months or so, you guys know that I've been dealing with like fucking hernia. So like, I also have a upcoming hernia surgery, and I'm also hung like a 4-year-old. So it's like, this is fucking very dangerous for me.
You should 2 birds, 1 stone it.
Yeah, just get them both done at once.
Yeah, man.
I think that I would have to find somebody that would let me try to fertilize them.
We could check afterwards.
Oh, afterward?
We'll get a
will you
microscope.
check?
We'll get a microscope. We'll put it on
See how many
YouTube.
swimmers I got?
Yeah.
Like, just pollywogs?
No, I've thought of that. Actually,
You've thought of this?
no, I haven't thought of specifically that. No, but not to go back to the.
Adam's come. So you know that meme of like the lady and the husband laying in bed? It's like, I bet he's thinking about other women, and there's just like flash you go.
I bet we could check if he
Adam's sperm count.
But we can check if he has swimmers. I got enough kids. It's more true than you know.
Oh man, I hate that.
So there has been something that like kind of monumental happened recently. I wanted to bring it up before I drank too much and couldn't articulate it properly. But did you see what turned back on?
Me?
No, the CERN,
What?
the Large Hadron Collider in Europe.
I don't know.
Do you know what the Large Underground Particle Accelerator?
Oh, yeah.
So for the first time
I
in
didn't
years,
know-
it turned back on.
Okay.
And it'll be operating for the next 4 years. But this is like
Just open up a gateway like Stranger Things.
exactly. This is
Okay.
that's like they timed it perfectly. But this has sparked just conspiracy theorists to go wild. And I will say, in Wisconsin, the lightning ratio has gone up 10,000% since
I
they
saw
turned
your
it on.
lightning videos on Facebook. Those are cool, man.
And that's just it's summer. But I did think it was interesting. But basically, conspiracy theorists are worried they're going to accidentally basically open a portal to hell.
They're not gonna open a portal to hell, but they're probably gonna get some ore.
Well, it's like it's one of those things where it's like it's a stupid thing because it's just like, all right, so you're a new age, you're agreeing that like, okay, there's interdimensional stuff, but you're also still thinking there's a hell. You know, you think that like doom is gonna crawl out of there. So what they're basically checking for is theoretically they're saying that they think dimensions that are external to us could have like basically wound themselves up smaller than subatomic particles, and they're doing a way of checking it. It all sounds very. I have 2 quotes here. I have a quote from someone trying to find out new stuff, and then I have a couple conspiracy theory quotes.
Sure.
Because
I feel like
both are fun.
I feel like I remember seeing a picture of this thing, and it is enormous.
It's
right?
it's amazing.
Like I feel like a person standing next to it is dwarfed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I will say like a little quick history of that is before they built
Can we
the
get
one.
listener T to like show me a picture of that thing because
Before they built the one in Europe, the Large Hadron Collider, the biggest one in the world was actually like just outside Chicago. It was
Okay.
called Fermilabs.
Okay.
And originally, that one was going to be overshadowed by one being built in Texas, which was supposed to be a 16-mile, I believe, underground loop.
Okay.
But basically, it didn't get funded, and basically, America gave up like the lead in quantum physics research to Europe, who basically took it and ran with it.
I mean,
But they're much better at building tunnels over there.
yeah, Ant-Man put that thing in a fucking van.
That's true.
You know.
So, I'll just read the quote here. Okay, so the LHCb, I'm guessing that's a Large Hadron Collider, working group observed a new kind of pentaquark in the first ever pair of tetraquarks. The finding presented recently at the CERN on July 5th. This is like day 2. So it's like, I know it sounds nerdy, but like they already found 2 or 3 new particles because they upgraded everything.
Yeah.
And these subatomic particles are basically like the stuff that makes up the nucleus of atoms. Hold on. Adam's going to get a little picture shown here. Is it impressive to you?
It is impressive, but it's not the picture I thought.
I want to say it's like, how many miles? Like it's like 21 miles of underground loop. Basically what they do is they accelerate particles to near the speed of light and they crash them into each other. In a really crude way of understanding it is like, that's like saying we can't see cars, so we're smashing cars into each other. So pieces of it. 27 kilometers underground. So what's that, roughly 18 miles. It's like studying the pieces that fly off to understand what makes up a car. So it says quarks and particles that usually combine into groups of 2 or 3s to form hadrons, such as protons, neutrons, make up the atomic nuclei. More rarely, however, they can also combine into 4 quarks and 5 quark particles. These are called tetraquarks and pentaquarks. Nerdy shit.
Yeah, I was
right?
gonna say I feel like you're mad-libbing things right now.
But
like, I could also make up words
let
too.
me go a little like more broad.
Okay.
So the last time it was turned on, that's when they found the God particle.
You turn on this broad.
No, the Higgs boson. Do you know that term? So that was about a decade ago. This was the last time. And this was supposed to be a long shot to find it. And they actually found it because basically they theorize what they're going to find and then they confirm it.
Sure.
So that's what I'm excited about this because they have whole new sets of theories and I'm a fucking nerd about it. But let's get into the conspiracy theories. I went right to Reddit and this is user.
All I can think of is like, for the good, take me the gold.
Oh, you're doing the Kate Bush?
Yeah.
Exactly. Dude, how do you think Kate Bush felt? 36 years to the top of the charts?
Yeah.
Like, listen, it's going to be a slow burn, Kate. Go get a fucking waitress job, but you're going to make it, kid.
Yeah.
You're not going to be a kid.
You'll be climbing up that hill.
Seriously. All right, so this was user. I feel like I should spell the name out. It's stupid.
Just say Smith or Jones or something.
It's stupid censorship, but the S is a 5. You know, the E is a 3. And he's like, you're making it impossible for anyone to send you a message. He replied to it. He said, and this is his reaction to someone saying, how you all feeling about the July 5th CERN startup? And he says, right off the bat, to fix the current timeline, we need to find out when Trump received the almanac. We need to go back to that timeline and burn it. Now, not sure how CERN can help us with this unless their machine is a time machine.
Caps? How much of it is
none
in
of
caps?
that.
None of it is in
half
caps?
of his name is all caps. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's usually how you can tell someone's crazy is by the amount of caps.
So the next one I got coming in is from War Dog Morbius, and this is the last one. Then we'll get off of it. And I cut out a lot of the first part that he said, but then I got the nice juicy nugget. So this is War Dog Morbius says a lot of stuff I didn't feel like they're saying, but the end of it caught my attention by saying the Freemason Society uses this too, and many ancient civilizations use a method that we can vibrate the human body and resonate in such a way to levitate and create screeching sounds that cut like lasers. This enables easy mountain carvings, large geological formations for fauna, and foundations for cities, etc.
I like how you teeter between Foghorn Leghorn and like a Baptist preacher.
I say, I didn't know this. I didn't know we could vibrate and use our voice to cut mountains in half. This is interesting to me. Morbius didn't return my I wanted to follow. So this is the problem with the internet.
Cool,
it's like in the same tab almost, I can find out, hey, we're finding pentaquarks and 5 base quark particles, and then see
5,000 idiots screaming into what should be the void. This should be like a diary entry, but instead
it's a diarrhea entry.
Yeah, exactly. This is one of the biggest problems I've seen with society is that people feel like they need to be heard, and most of the times they should just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I think this is the Nintendo complex. Too many of us grew up playing the protagonist of a game that think that our actions had to pivot the world.
Yeah, there you go.
This is a Zelda complex.
I was gonna go Super Mario, but
there you go.
Here you go. It's dangerous. Take this. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Da-na-na-na.
Right.
Just AOL online.
All right. I can add some levity to this conversation.
All right,
All right. So this is something that was interesting that happened, and it shows how much of an idiot I am. I was working on a drawing. I was listening to, I think, a book in my earbuds, and all of a sudden my phone cut out, and it when I looked down, the cat was laying on my phone. And I immediately thought, how dense is this cat? Because I go to the other room, and the book doesn't get interrupted. I got worried, did she eat some aluminum foil? So what do you have?
Oh, my God. Not about cat ass. Now, I wanted to say that it is currently against the law to take a shit or piss in public in New Zealand.
Fucking censorship.
I know. However, if the person can prove that they had reasonable grounds to believe that they were not being watched, they can avoid the $200 fine.
This is basically the Homer Simpson. If I didn't see it, it's not illegal.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Well, there you go. That's what my next lead in said. But aren't all laws kind of like this?
I thought I'd get away with it.
Yeah. If you didn't get, if you didn't get caught, is this still a crime?
Yeah. That security guard didn't look.
That's like jaywalking. Yeah. But
I do appreciate the language that they're trying to invoke, and unfortunately, the world doesn't work this way, where we can't be that vague of being like, this is basically just don't be an asshole.
Exactly.
It's not a legal term.
Yeah, don't shit on someone's face.
Yeah.
But if you go behind a tree, but it's what's that philosophical question? If a tree falls in the woods,
does it make a sound?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But this is like that. But it's more like if a log falls in the forest,
does it plop?
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. but speaking of forest, there is an association of campers that want to add a few things to this, and this I can appreciate. But people that they think that people need to take their shits at least 50 meters from any waterway and bury them at least 15 centimeters.
That's fair.
And for those of you who speak only freedom versus meters and centimeters, it's 160 feet away from 165 feet away from waterway, or at least 6 inches deep.
This is like saying don't piss in the fountain I'm drinking in. It's a drinking water thing, right?
And to be fair, I mean, this is like we had to learn the hard way, that like burying bodies and taking shits like in the water sources were giving people giardia and making them sick and everything else too.
That's true. Because actually, to continue wasn't there an old thing where basically they thought the river was a spirit, so you had to bury it to carry the spirits downriver?
I mean, that's like the River Ganges, where they do the funeral pyres unless an elephant stomps.
But when you do that, it carries more spirits than you want. It carries child spirits away with its giardia.
With the abortion?
Yeah. No.
Oh, okay.
No, they didn't have coat hangers in that river. So.
But no, I do want to say that. Full disclosure, I have violated actually like both of those things. I know that a few times I've been out in the water and floated biscuits.
Yeah, but nobody's drinking that water.
Or I know that I've definitely been like on a run, or like even in the military, like I had to go out and like pinch a loaf real quick.
When you're out hunting, there's a moment when you understand it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
and so instead of dreading it, you start looking for like a log that's fallen like a toilet. And if you take enough time,
how do you flush this thing?
Yeah, if you take enough time and you enjoy it, it's the most glorious bathroom that you're ever gonna be in. And just bring some toilet paper with you. You'll be fine.
I do want to say, like, as I was writing this and researching it, of course, I came up with pinch a loaf, and it made me think of one of my favorite stories in regards to that phrase. Is I remember we were at the farmer's market, and there's this like Mennonite girl, like very sweet girl, like teenage girl, and she had all of her baked goods. She's in her little like hand sewn outfit, and I was like talking with her, and I was like, are these loaves fresh? She was like, oh yes, they're very fresh. I'm like, can I feel how fresh? Can I pinch a loaf? And she goes, yeah, you can pinch a loaf.
You're molesting this woman.
And so then I kind of like
molestation.
pinch one, and then my friend at the time, like, she fucking elbows me, like, what are you doing, like, asshole, like, because I'm like pinching on this loaf of bread, and then coincidentally you walk up.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey Jake, I was like, she said you could pinch a loaf if you want to, and he kind of like smirk at me. You go, I already pinched one earlier.
Yeah, she wasn't looking. Fucking tag team this idiot.
I do want to say though, like speaking of the military, like you want, like, we'd have to go and dig. They call them cat holes, where we take our e-tool and like just dig this hole in the ground, probably deeper than 6 inches. And like, and we'd have to go, like, if you turn your e-tool kind of like just a spade of it sideways, you can like, lean a butt cheek on it. And that's why you want to get like a poop pal that he brings out his e-tool with you as well. So the two of you take turns like sitting on each other's e-tools, so
I'd rather just be constipated.
Yeah, there you go. So. Anyway, but I remember I was out on this mission, and I dug a hole in the dirt, and this is out in the desert somewhere. And so I can only imagine what animal did this, but I took this shit and I buried it, toilet paper and all. And, it was in the middle of the night. The next day, we get up, and there's just toilet paper strewn about the desert, and to where they're like, what the fuck? Like, who the fuck did? I was like, they're like, fucking Riley was, because I'm like, oh, I'm pooping, everybody.
Yeah.
So, they're like, what the fuck, Riley? I'm like, dude, I buried my shit. Like, I don't know what to tell you. And then I found out, surmise that definitely some animal like dug up my tasty shit.
Oh yeah. That's the thing is like to flies, it's a delicacy.
Well, those weren't flies that dug that thing up. It was definitely a bigger animal.
Well, pigs and stuff too. Like
all those desert pigs.
All right, I want to flash down to like what's quickly becoming my favorite state in this country.
Florida.
Yeah. All right, so in Florida, there was a police officer who was charged with a DUI in a patrol car.
I saw that.
Did you see that?
I didn't look into it, but it's fucking hysterical.
And I believe it's Apopka. It's Apopka, Florida. An officer was reportedly charged with a DUI after he pulled. Basically, he was pulled over by another patrol car because.
Is it Apoka?
Apoka? Yeah.
Keep going. So.
Fact checker, yeah. Basically, he was pulled over because he was driving erratically by another officer, basically. And I imagine this was like the, hey, what's going on? And fucking had a beer in the cup holder, man.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta at least like hide it.
Yeah, like come on, dude.
Like best place to hide is in the open. G.I. Joe always said that.
So this was Officer Oscar Mayorga. Forgive me for pronouncing that so poorly. He was driving recklessly.
Apica.
But I just like there's such a beautiful quote where like I knew this guy had had enough. He was either done being a cop because he said and I quote like, all right, I've already had, and I quote, 3 tall boys before the shift. So this cop was just.
Also, I had some beers.
There's a part of me that was like, listen, this was either a really good cop or a really bad cop. Like because this was the kind of cop that could de-escalate and probably party any situation that he wanted to. And I don't think this is the wrong approach. No, I think we should have 1 sober cop and 1 drunk cop in the squad car.
Like a bad cop,
good cop, bad cop. Good cop, drunk cop.
Yeah. Sometimes good cop is the drunk cop.
This fucker walks in. Hey,
I just fucking let him go.
What's going on?
He's cool, man.
I think they could get more out of the situation. He walks in and be like, this cop's fucking cool, man.
Like
He's like, where's the blow? Right?
Yeah,
he pulls the blow out, and the good cop walks in. Gotcha.
Yeah. No, it's like a cop with tattoos, man. They make him seem less robotic.
Yeah, it's more relatable,
more approachable.
Yeah.
Send him in hammered.
Yeah, he's sitting there like the guy's pissed in the back. He's like, "Come on, buddy, don't be that mad." All right, you can be a little mad. I'm sorry I tricked you, but that was good cocaine.
Yeah,
don't worry about it. So you're gonna
do more like coke terms. I'd pretend to.
I'm glad I don't. Like I'm just when you got the buddy that knows every drug term, you're just like, this is gonna go off the rails.
Yeah, someone just watched Half Baked.
Yeah. Yeah, great. You'd be able to talk to him in prison. Cool.
And what's the one with with Johnny Depp? Blow.
Oh yeah, Blow.
Yeah,
exactly, Blow.
Someone just watched Blow and.
Yeah. So.
I've got.
Yeah, let's see what else you got here.
I've got one more.
All right.
So
this is where Renee would have brought the heat.
Yeah.
But instead,
she's been doing fears lately. So here's a fear that I don't have a Latin term for, but we can make it into a new one. Something that is the size of 2 tennis courts has begun to change the course of the River Thames.
What is the River Thames again?
Well, people think it looks like Thames
is that
in
London? Okay,
yes,
okay.
Yes, the River Thames. Thames.
It's
Thames.
the size of 2 tennis courts?
Size of 2 tennis courts.
Is it 2 tennis courts? They get weird over there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like there's no building code. They have like a dildo-shaped building and a Ferris wheel.
All of their architecture look like dildos.
It looks like a Lego enthusiast basement.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Now, this is being referred to as Wet Wipe Island.
Okay, so this is a massive shit pile just starting. It's just all the wet wipes.
It is. I guess you could walk around on it. Like it's over 3 feet deep.
Disgusting.
Yeah, this is a horrific nightmare. Like
and there's no sun over there to burn this shit off.
Yeah,
it's just brown.
But it's literally rerouting the river.
Okay.
Because it's clogging.
Is this what's going to take London Bridge down?
Dude, it's so funny because of what people see. I've seen London Bridge now, but I go, oh, is that London Bridge? And they're like, no, that's Tower Bridge. Like London Bridge is so uneventful.
Is Tower the one with the 2? Okay.
Yeah, well, it's 2 on each side, so it's 4 total. But
it's like the last Spider-Man Homecoming. They really fucked it up. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Tower Bridge is what most people think the London Bridge is, or at least what it looks like in pictures.
Right.
So there's a nice stop of Google. Look up Tower Bridge versus London Bridge.
Sure.
Anyway, but a lot of people are asking for these wet wipes to be banned, and I do agree with this.
Yeah.
All right. The reason being is because they are. I know that they are just causing they're really bad for the environment and also bad for the sewer pipes and everything else. To the point to where, have you ever heard the term fatberg?
No.
Okay, so this is when
I could think of some funny shit, but
yeah.
No, I haven't heard it.
So it's when hardened fat, oil, and baby wipes come together, right? And I think
that's called 900-pound sisters.
Yeah. But they block up sewer lines. In fact, to the point where a few years ago, England had a fatberg measuring 210 feet.
Put a tiara on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Let her run for Senate.
Yeah, that's longer than Rhode Island, I bet.
Yeah.
But another this is another chance for me to brag about having a bidet.
Okay.
Because it's dude, you don't need a wet wipe if you have a bidet. I just don't think that and don't get me wrong, I was once a bidet user.
Sure.
You know? Or I'm sorry, was once a wet wipe user. But like once I realized how shitty and awful they were for the environment, like people like watching videos of people like scraping them out like in full like hazmat gear out of pipes, I was like, that's
why plumbers get paid that much.
Yeah,
that's all I can think when I see that.
Hold on.
We
Are
got
you looking it up?
Is that
the Fatberg? Oh, Lesnar T shows the Fatberg. Oh.
Honestly, how much is rent? on that Fatberg.
I just want you to imagine what that smells like.
I know rent in London it's like $3,500 for like a 200 square
I bet
foot
it smells
apartment.
like that chick twerking.
But like you can get down on Fatberg Island.
Anyway, so I decided that I'm going to take the lead here and say this, because how atrocious the Continental, like, you know, the wet wipes are for the environment and the plumbing and everything else.
Is this becoming our cause? This is what we're gonna stop.
This is the hill I want to die on, and how much I love the bidet.
Dude, bidet. We could be spokesmen for the bidet.
I think that we should give a bidet away to a Patreon member.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll do it next episode.
Yeah.
So we'll have Renee probably draw it out, but we're gonna
we can watch them use.
We
it.
were going to give away a Patreon bidet to a Patreon member. So if you want to let people know how to find the Patreon.
Oh, it's if you look up Non-Essentials Podcast on Patreon.
There you go.
Normally Renee botches that for us.
Yeah. So
let me ask you, like before, like, do we have can we get the bidet / webcam?
Do you want that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just going to be the videos of, like, the awful, like, segregation videos of people getting hit with the fire hose in the 60s.
That's really funny. Like I'm not going to extrapolate on why if that's funny.
Why? Just people just get blasted.
Yeah. Just getting pinwheeled by the stream. I get why it's funny. All right, let's move along. So next episode, we're going to give away a bidet. And I'm gonna see if I can land us a sponsorship.
Yeah.
Like
I
listen,
think Tushy.
Like
Tushy
it's one of those like maybe on this we can be like face it, we're pieces of shit.
Yeah.
So maybe like that'll be the ending noise of every episode.
There you go.
What is that? That's bidet.
Yeah.
And it's not clogging up or forming new islands.
And no Fatbergs here. But this is a good way to get rid of episode 88, which is some people refer to as the HH. With the bidet, just spray away pieces of shit.
Yeah, like if I could be the first one to say, "Hail Hitler bidet." So there we go.
I don't like that, but all right. So,
exclusively available in West Germany and Argentina. So,
oh my God,
let's go full heel with it. HHH.
Yeah,
Hail Hitler heel. So,
man. All right. So anyway, so I have a movie recommendation that I cannot wait for, and that's the Beavis and Butthead movie coming out. I think it's called the dumbest space movie ever, and I am pumped on it. I'm pumped.
I didn't even know it happened. I did see like Joe Rogan had Mike Judd on out of nowhere. I'm like, okay, and then I think it's Paramount Plus has the Beavis and Butthead movie, and I've seen one clip from it, and it's fucking hilarious.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Where basically Google just white privilege Beavis and Butthead, and you'll get treated to a very funny.
And I know that Jake actually has benefited from this. Okay,
T-Girls.
From from T-Girls, and also my personal affection for Beavis and Butthead. But I love Beavis and Butthead so much. I remember like growing up with it, you know, and I was not allowed to watch it, so I had to sneak it, which made it so much better. Yeah, of course. But I remember I was like, had to been in the mid 2000s, you know, like probably 2005, 2006. And I was like drunk and I was like watching TV, and you know, those Time Life, like infomercials come on where you can buy like certain things. And I remember they were selling 96 episodes of Beavis and Butthead. And I was like, oh my God, I gotta fucking have this thing. So I call up the 800 number, and I'm talking to the lady, and I'm answering all these questions. And I start like all of a sudden like having one of those like, you know, the flashes where it's like, see missing, but it's like, oh, this seems familiar.
Yeah,
this also seems familiar as I'm answering all these questions. And all of a sudden I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna call you back because I realized I'm like, I think I've done this before. Right. And I found out after the second package arrived that was my third time calling to order the Beavis and Butthead collection because I'd already ordered. That's why you have those 96 episodes that I gave you.
I appreciate it. I drafted off you drinking. Like, I've been the beneficiary of it.
That was my third time calling to order Beavis and Butthead, like the DVDs. That's how much I fucking love them. They're like my
that means
lizard
it's connected
brain.
deeply to you. And
Very
like,
deeply.
no, I didn't even know there was a movie coming out.
Yeah.
But basically, like, I haven't checked reviews. It might be awful.
I'm sure. I mean,
I don't think it will be from what
no,
I've seen so
no,
far.
Of course not. It's gonna be great.
So I'll say this has been episode 88.
Yeah.
My name is Jake88 Bussy.
All right. I'm Adam
That's a pretty good butthead, actually.
Riley.
Yeah. And Renee.
Yeah. Yeah. Later, boner.
Later, boner.
Yeah.
You met me at a very strange time in my life.